or our lecture for today. It's about I'm talking about data privacy and information sharing awareness program brought to you by which is first is Julius, basically based at Kingston University. Then the objective of this program we look at creating awareness of personal and institutional data, where we now focus on best practices, best practices on how you share, you secure your sensitive information. Sensitive information. Look at minimizing online data sharing or information you're sharing on online platforms or what we call social media in our usual life. You understand the principles of data security. We'll be looking at how can you secure your personal data. So the focus areas we look at, first focus area we'll be looking at personal data. Individual at the individual level, how do you secure your data? How do you protect your data? Then also in the same, we'll also look at how do we secure our institutional data within organization where we work from. It can be like within the institution we are working on, or even outside the institution. Then, if we can dive into our presentation, looking at data protection, personal data protection, I basically look at how do we secure our information, how do we store sensitive information. When I talk about sensitive information, personal level, I mean your personal data like user passwords. We look at financial details like credit card details, health records. All this information can be used by these people who are interested in these bad guys who are looking for financial gains. Basically, when they are looking for financial gain. So as users, how can we do what we call best best practices? The best what we can do to make our account secure. We look at we can use strong, unique passwords, strong and unique passwords. And so we talk about like enabling what you call two-factor authentication, or which I can summarize in form of saying to access your account, you have to approve twice or two-layer approving twice that you are the owner of an account or you own a certain account. Then you look at what you call regular update softwares. People who use softwares, for example, I can give an example of like WhatsApp. Usually, these softwares they usually ask for updates. So when they ask for updates, they're asking for you to add new changes which are added to the current working software, of which in case you fail to now update, it can create that weakness or what you call a vulnerability in your system, and in turn, that becomes a threat to your account or even to you personally as an individual. Then you also look at another best practice where you can say you always have to be cautious about the personal information you share on social media accounts or sites or even other websites. What are you sharing on these social media websites like WhatsApp? You should we look at the preventive measures, limiting what you're sharing. Then we look at how do we minimize data sharings online. Uh, we have to assess how you are willing to share online or understand the consequences of oversharing, particularly with a third-party platform or apps. This information we say, which we always reveal to these applications or these softwares, it is not cannot say 100% that it is ever secure. So we look at the basic practices. I can put on a challenge. I say when you now give out your information, for example, let me say you have access to a certain website and they have asked you to create an account, you put in your first name, last name, whichever information they ask for. I know it's a lot of information about you, but have you ever thought or in your mind, where is this information being stored? How is this information being managed? So that becomes remains a challenge to us who share information on different sites. Best practices, we can say we should have to always review the privacy settings on social media applications. For example, talk about like WhatsApp or most of all the applications, these social media applications, they have the privacy settings. We should limit these privacy settings on these our accounts or our devices. We also have to look at what are we sharing and limit what we are sharing online. Basically, we'll talk about like birthdays, addresses, location. Location nowadays, we talk about something like Internet of Things. Internet of Things, you find you're connected, you have to be connected. Your location should be activated, of which this now, your location is going to become a threat to you in case someone is up against you or is behind you, is tracking you. They want to maybe do some harm to you. Can talk of maybe anything these bad guys can be planning. They will be tracking your behaviors. We have what we call behavior tracking. What you're performing online, these people they can be able to track, and it becomes a threat. So we should always limit what we are sharing. In under what we have regulations of where we talk about general data protection regulation, which is provided by the legal framework, which is provided by the European Union or EU, uh, which talks about how individuals consent, how they can access information. Okay, it subjects how organization can have to handle information collected from people, how they can collect, and even now we talk about regulations and and compliances, how they have to comply to these privacy or these law regulations which are in the framework. Then you talk about how information have to be retained, how to be supposed to be kept secure. Then, for example, I can give in Uganda, we have what we call Data Protection Act, which is of 2019. Talk about it. It also talks about how institutions or even organizations have to manage data they collect from different people, and even the consequences in the case of information leaks or information leakages about the users. And